Welcome to this video refresher on proportions. Now, what is a proportion? A proportion is simply an equation that shows you that two ratios are equal to each other. Okay? What do I mean by that? Let's take two fractions, for example, that equal each other. 1 over 2 and 2 over 4. Okay? So since you guys are very good with fractions at this point, it's safe to say that 1 over 2 equals 2 over 4. Why? Because 1 is half of 2 and 2 is half of 4. So what do I mean by the ratio? If you go to a calculator and divide 1 by 2, you're going to get 0.5. And if you divide 2 by 4, you will still get 0.5. So even though the numbers look different, that ratio is still the same, okay? So this is what we mean by two ratios that equal each other, okay? So let me show you something else about proportions, and you guys know this already, so this is just a refresher. This is where we do the cross multiplication thing, remember that? Okay, so what's 2 times 2? It's 4. And what's 4 times 1? It's still 4. So this is how you know that two fractions are equal each other. It's simply by cross multiplying the numbers, and if they are equal to each other, that shows you right there that the two fractions are indeed equal to each other. Okay? Now let's move to something else. Here is what you're going to see in section A of your worksheet on page 265 of the Kaplan book. They're going to ask you something similar to this. Let's take, for example, 3 over 7 equals x over 21. Okay? Now, using the concept of cross multiplication, they want you to solve x. So how do you do that? First, do your cross multiplication, as always. Now, I do know it's cross multiplication, so I need to be multiplying the numbers, right? But by looking at the three numbers I have, I can only multiply these two. I cannot multiply these two and come up with a number since x is unknown, right? So automatically what I'm going to do is just multiply the two numbers I have. So I'm going to multiply 21 by 3, and that should give me 63, sorry. And then you will always divide by the number that faces x. So which number faces x? It's 7. So you're going to divide by 7. Okay? So let me move this up here. And you're going to divide by 7. So what's 63 divided by 7? The answer is 9. And that's your final answer. So you come here and you put 9. So you figured out what that number is. If you want to double check your answers, here's what you do. What's 21 times 3? 63. And what's 7 times 9? It's obviously 63. And that's how you know you got the right answer. Now, sometimes keep in mind that your answers sometimes will have to be decimals, and that's okay. So decimal numbers are okay to put there. It's not always that you're going to see whole numbers, all right? In the next video, I'm going to show you how to apply this concept of cross multiplication to a word problem.